Hello guys, welcome to today's English lesson, and we are going to look at comprehension. Comprehension. This is part of assessment which takes a lot of marks, and most of the learners get confused when it comes to understanding, and also it consumes time if you don't pace up. So to begin with, the word comprehension means understanding. The word comprehension means understanding. For instance, you might given a text, a passage, or a story, and at the end of the story, the passage, or the text, you have questions for you to answer. So for you to answer them correctly, you need to have much understanding of the text. Much understanding of the text. And for you to have much understanding of the text, you need to have much understanding of the words, the meaning of the words. You should have enough vocabulary. So there are 6 questions to keep in mind when tackling a text, a passage, or a story. When tackling comprehension, these questions are who, what, when, where, how, and why. Let's look at them in detail. Who? Who is the story talking about? Who is the story talking about? Mostly, this question asks the characters, those taking place in the story. What happened and what went down? What happened and what went down? What was happening in the story? What made up the plot of the story? When is the time or date? When is the time or date? This one is straightforward. It's just asking about time or date. When the events were taking place. Where does the story take place? Where does the story take place? Like where the events were taking place. In the story, you can have different places. A story may start in the house, then at the market, or at school, maybe in bus, depot, airport. One story can have so many places take place. How did things happen and work out? How did things happen and work out? Mostly, this question just asks you to explain how the events were flowing. Why did it all come about? This is the last question. Why did it all come about? So this is just asking you to explain why a certain event happened, or maybe why a certain event happened at that place, at that time, something like that. So let us look at this passage. The title is Lion and the Mouse. Lion and the Mouse. I will read that for you. Once when Lion was asleep, a little mouse began running up and down upon him. This soon awakened the lion, who placed his huge paw upon him and opened his big jaws to swallow him. "Pardon, O king," cried the little mouse. "Forgive me this time. I shall never forget it. Who knows but what I may be able to do for you one of these days. The lion was so tickled at the idea of the mouse being able to help him that he lifted up his paw and let him go. Sometime after, the lion was caught in a trap, and the hunters who desired to carry him alive to the king tied him to a tree while they went in search of a wagon to carry him on. Just then, the little mouse happened to pass by, and seeing the sad plight in which the lion was, went up to him and soon gnawed away the ropes that bound the king of the beasts. Was I not right? Said the little mouse. So that's the end of our story. So upon reading this story, you need to have much understanding of it for you to be able to answer questions you might be asked. Questions are just there to see how much you have understood the text. Questions might be, maybe for example, taking the question who are the characters in this text? Who are the characters in this text? Just tell me only two characters. I hope you know them. Two characters. Yes, of course, lion and the mouse. You can even say little mouse, lion and the little mouse. And we can have the question what? For example, what happened? What happened in the story? So you can explain. Hopefully you can explain what happened in the story. So the question is, what happened in the story? Yes, of course. At first we saw a little mouse playing up and down, running up and down, waking up the lion, and the lion, who was furious, wanted to swallow the mouse, but he was pardoned by the mouse that if he let it go, it won't forget, and maybe it will help him in the future. And it happened that it helped him in the future when he was caught up by the hunters. And where did the story take place? Where did the story take place? Of course, in this story we are told only one place, which is under the tree. The tree which the lion was tied up. So by having this much understanding of the story, you can be able to answer so many questions. You have a story attached to this video so that you can answer it. You should read it not more than, you can read it more than once, but first it's good to start with the questions. You better start reading the questions, then start reading the text, or read the text and go through the questions and also read the text the second time. For that you have much understanding and you won't have much difficulties answering the questions. So have a great day. Bye bye.